For this question, Micah wanted to know about a possible future for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Will the MCU hit fan backlash status like the Star Wars franchise has had in recent years? Like he said, Star Wars is at an interesting point, as The Last Jedi got a fairly divisive reaction from fans, and Solo: A Star Wars Story became the first film in the series to flop. The Marvel Universe seems to be flourishing though, with one massive hit after another, and it is quite remarkable. It doesn't seem like anything can take them down. They even made a movie with Raccoon and Talking Tree, and it still became a monumentally beloved success. The next three productions, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home, also seem primed to bring people to the box office. And even the MCU films with mixed fan response don't seem to deter their excitement for the next one. Most Marvel fans tend to put Iron Man 2 and Thor: The Dark World near the bottom of their rankings. And yet, Iron Man 3 and Thor Ragnarok ended up becoming the highest-grossing films in those characters' respective trilogies. I think part of the reason is what a well-oiled machine Marvel Studios has. Oh, there have been the occasional behind-the-scenes difficulties, like Edgar Wright leaving Ant-Man and that whole mess with James Gunn, and yet they rarely seem to show up on screen. The MCU has derisively been described as a big-budget television series, with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige considered the showrunner. However, most audiences seem to like that aspect of the universe, as there is this interest about how the events of one film will lead to another, or what one set of characters is doing while another is off saving the world. Is there a formula? Sure. I myself feel this formula is why I find most of the MCU movies to be good, with the Guardians of the Galaxy films being the ones that rise above good. But again, general audiences of Marvel fans don't seem to mind so much. And I would argue Marvel is getting better in some areas. I used to make fun of their villains of how dull I found them, with the exception of Loki. However, in recent years, I thought the central antagonists of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Black Panther, and Avengers Infinity War were among the best parts of those respective films. Now, will there be a point where Marvel fans start to turn against the movies? It's possible. There's a bit of that with Star Wars. A lot of people accuse Pixar of being on a disappointing downward trend a while back, with The Good Dinosaur even becoming the studio's first film to flop at the box office. Will the MCU eventually get a movie that shockingly loses money? Technically, they kind of already did with The Incredible Hulk, but that was still very early in that little interconnected universe experiment, and most folks seem to have forgotten about that film. I think what will do it are a series of films that are strongly disliked by audiences. I don't mean just, that was okay, reactions like Thor: The Dark World or Avengers Age of Ultron got. I'm talking about outright derision. The Marvel brand is one that audiences have grown to trust, and their marketing team has done a great job of making sure people are aware they exist in the same universe. I think audiences do have some level of awareness on what films are part of the Marvel Universe. The recent Fantastic Four movie flashed the Marvel logo a lot in the trailers and promos, but fans still stayed away, as did the rest of the public. However, if Marvel Studios themselves produces a series of films frowned upon by fans, that could definitely lead to them being more cautious about going to see future movies. I see the term superhero fatigue flung around a lot too, but I don't think that'll be what does it. Superhero movies are at the height of their popularity right now, and one look at the box office numbers shows there are no signs of slowing down. Feige does seem to have the franchise more or less under control, and is also hiring a lot of talented filmmakers to bring them to life. So if a backlash does hit, I don't think it will be for a very long time. Thank you for your question, Micah.